Well, there's so much. A little over. Next, let's take David from Arkansas. You're on Talk Heathen with Tiger and Tiger. Evidently, they've changed the lower third. You're on with Jamie and Andrew Seidel.
Very nice.
Hey, Tigers.
Meow.
I am a third-time caller. First, I called because I was upset about the Bible rippings. And then I called shortly after my grandfather had died to say I kind of understand why y'all do that. And now I'm calling because basically I feel like a man without a home.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I have I've always been a theist for as long as I can remember. So I mean, as long as I was consciously aware of coming to decisions and making beliefs, I guess.
Yeah.
And but I really have a lot of doubts now, but I'm not a theist yet, I guess is what I would say. And one of my problems is I see how each side treats each other. For instance, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack on this, and I'm waiting for it, but I see the way Christopher Hitchens treated people, and that is not a man I would ever admire. Even if he was right in everything he said, the way he handled people was so mean and
often
harsh.
dismissive.
It was, yeah, exactly. And
do you get the opposite vibe from these shows?
Oh, absolutely, and that's the thing. Y'all are totally different. Now, there are other shows that seem a little more along those lines, and I'm not going to name names. But I just don't know where I belong because I understand where y'all are coming from. I don't call myself a Christian anymore. That was the God that I was raised to believe in, but now more than likely I think Jesus, if there was just one, which there probably was more than one, if he existed, which I do believe there was some kind of person based upon...
That's the inspiration for the stories about Jesus in the Bible?
Yeah, exactly. I think there had to be, not had to be, but
there were likely more than
one
person. So here's my sort of question,
exactly.
David, is, well, one, we say it at the end of the show, and there's no harm saying it in the middle either. You have a home here, and we do our best to provide comfort and community online as well. In fact, one of the other callers is calling to ask about how this show started and expressing their desire to start something similar. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, if you deconvert, you don't have a home. Certainly that's something that can happen, family members.
How do I don't want to, it's kind of like I don't want to affiliate myself with right-wing Christianity as a former Christian.
Okay.
I don't want to affiliate myself with, like I said, Hitchens or people like that. How do I?
Yeah.
I don't think you will. So mostly my question
I feel like
is,
I have to choose a side totally,
Well, so you don't really. So there are atheists who even think that I shouldn't be doing this show, right? Who will say, well, I don't believe and I'm an atheist, but you shouldn't deconvert people, right? So there's no requirement to belong to a tribe. In fact, all atheists, I think it's fair to say, that doesn't describe a singular group or tribe. And even the atheist movement certainly has its wings and its factions.
There have been descriptions of
me,
seven different atheist types or something like that.
That book.
Yeah,
Seven types of.
But I think you can also. I tend to think that people who have this view of atheists as really strident or hard to get along with have only really interacted online. with. I mean, if you were to go
That's
to,
true. You find it more online than in real life.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I would be willing to bet that near you, I know of a couple in Arkansas. There are some free thought or humanist or atheist groups near you, and if you went,
Oh, really?
I would be willing to bet a lot of money. And if you went to those, I think you would. I know you would find a home, and they would be
Yeah,
very
I've got
welcoming.
an uncle. He declares himself a Satanist. I'm not sure exactly what his definition of that is, but it's to constantly bash Christianity by his actions. And it's like, I don't want to be affiliated with that, but it's kind of, I mean, he makes some good points.
So, I mean, if you don't want to be seen as a person that is bashing Christianity all the time, the easy way to do that is to not
Don't
bash Christianity. The easiest way and the best thing to do is to be a good person and model that for the world. But, David, my main question is, do you believe that a God exists?
I have a tendency toward yes, and I can't explain that I know y'all are all about science, and I'm not. I have a lot of experiences, and that's what I go on. So, and I know that's totally not valid from y'all's perspective.
I mean, a lot of people base
Their beliefs on experiences that they have. But
No, but that said, I'm kind of getting away from it because
join us.
if you look at from the Bible perspective, I don't believe that there's a hell. I don't believe that there's I don't know what there is. I do think there's something more out there. I guess y'all would say it's maybe a placeholder, and I would probably agree with that.
Okay. So my producer is telling me that we have a hard cutoff because the next episode of the Atheist Vanguard is about to start after this stream.
All right.
In fact, they wanted me to already cut off, so I feel like I've broken this rule already.
I'm
so
sorry.
now I can do whatever I want. No, you're good. They can't get me while the camera is rolling, so I'm safe. But after, this, I won't be on next week, so there'll be enough time for the bruises to heal. But I'm joking. I'm not beaten with a stick. Help. No, I don't want this to be the last time we talk. I know I've said that before on actually this specific episode, but I don't want this to be the last time we talk because the way that you're talking about God and wanting a home leads me to believe that it probably won't be very long before you find one, and that
Right.
home will likely not be a church.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So can I get you to
I
call
would
back
tend to
in?
agree.
I mean, I think Eric would love this call as well, and then feel free to call back in the week after that with me on it. But can I get you to call
Yeah.
back in or engage online or both?
And I would definitely encourage
Yeah.
you to try.
Yeah,
to
I
find
was
a-
wanting to get online. What do I need to do to get online?
So,
I'm not familiar with Reddit. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't use it.
There's actually multiple email addresses that you can send stuff to. You can send an email address to mail@talkheathen.com or tv@atheist-community.com. Or
Okay.
if you want to send an email specifically to Eric or myself, I'm really asking for trouble saying this online, but it's the email address for here and not my personal one. So, hi, trolls, I can filter your shit easily. Sorry, that was addressed to them, not you, David. You can send an email
Right.
to me by emailing jamie@atheist-community.org or to Eric
Okay.
by emailing the following address, eric@atheist-community.org.
Right. I got you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for calling in, David. This has
Appreciate y'all.
been fantastic, and I hope to hear from you again and that you find community.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So, we're great as the